cloud. I'm set. So if you see me looking here, I'm recording Facebook fam, Periscope family. So I'm Carolyn. I am the host of the Women's Closet TV show. Tonight, I got started a little late. It's 9 o'clock or after 9 o'clock. I was in a class with the lovely lady Tracy of Sador Radio in her financial class. So we're going to get started. We're going to do the first half is going to be about the health alerts that came out this week about the medication. I did like a little short clip. I'm switching around because I got Periscope over here. I have Facebook here, and then I have the playback over here. So earlier this week, I had put out about the losartan blood pressure medication that is a recall. And I also mentioned that later on, I was going to let y'all know which pharmaceutical companies it was. Hi, Yvette. How you doing? Let me see who else is on here. Can't see. Hey, Sunny. Hey, Nada. How you doing? If you have not already shared, please share the live stream because I'm giving out some good information tonight. So anyway, earlier, a couple of days ago, I put out this live stream about losartan blood pressure medication. And it was recalled. And it was a recall because there was a human cancer-causing agent in the active ingredient of the blood pressure medication. And there's a lot of people that is on high blood pressure medication. I'm going to move, hold on everybody, I'm going to move the Periscope family a little bit closer to the Facebook family so I could turn it around and I won't be looking too crazy. So that's what I did. I also learned that one pharmaceutical company had the wrong medication in the bottles. So instead of it being blood pressure medication, they had congestive heart, hi Isaiah, they had congestive heart failure medication and cirrhosis of the liver in a bottle that was labeled for blood pressure medication. So that's what I wanted to start with. And I did have a listing of the pharmaceutical companies that have recalled their blood pressure medication. Now get this, even though they recalled the blood pressure medication, they are also putting out, they have had no reports of anybody having trouble with their BP meds. So I'm gonna tell you a story. A very dear person to me is on blood pressure medication. This person was low on their medication and they had to call the pharmacist to get a refill, right? And I'm gonna tell you the pharmacy. The pharmacy is CVS. Okay, can't tell you where, but I'm gonna tell you it was a CVS pharmacy. So anyway, this person calls the CVS pharmacy and I said, listen, I think you want to check out the medication. Just so happened, this person is on losartan medication. I said, call the pharmacy. The person calls the pharmacy tells him this: as long as you get the medication from us, you're good. What's wrong with that picture? As long as you get the medication from us, it's okay. And I was like, no. Because I see a listing of pharmaceutical companies where they had the recall. You want to know, and this is what I told them, you want to know which pharmacy did that particular medication come into the CVS before it gets to you. Why is this medication on recall? It's on recall because they discovered that there is a human carcinogen in the active ingredient of the losartan medications. But that's not the only medication that's on recall, fam. The other medication on recall is valsartan. And I'm going to say this. Any meds that have sartan in it or a derivative of sartan in it, I suggest, this is just me, I have to put the disclaimer out there. Hi, Wanda. Thanks for tuning in. I have to put the disclaimer out there. I am not a medical doctor. I am a licensed massage therapist with a background in microbiology. Okay? So, anyway, you want to consult with your primary care physician and find out what the alternative meds are, because they do have alternative medication out there anytime there is a medication that has been recalled. So let's get into the pharmaceutical companies so I can tell you what they are. I had to write them down. So let me turn the playback this way because I'm looking kind of crazy here. Hold on, everybody. And let me turn the Facebook fam a little bit to that way. Periscope, y'all good. So let's talk about the recall losartan medication. Hi, Wanda. Hi, Isaiah. So I'm going to give you the pharmaceutical companies. If you know anybody that is on any type of blood pressure medication, losartan, valsartan, or anything that ends in sartan or a derivative of sartan, please make them aware that it's a recall because they have found or discovered that there is a human carcinogen that causes cancer in the active ingredient of the medication. That's why it's a recall. And when I went to go do my little homework, because I have someone that is close to me, several people that's on high blood pressure medication, and I did my little due diligence, I ended up with 10 pages. And the 10 pages had the lot numbers on them. The lot numbers, because if you're on meds, take a look at your pills. There's a number on those pills. So I had 10 pages of lot numbers that was on a recall. So here are the pharmaceutical companies. Torrent is one of them. Camber Pharmaceuticals, McLeod Pharmaceuticals, Pfizer. Now, let's talk about Pfizer for a minute, because that company medication is from Japan. Not the US, Japan. Let me give you some other countries that's sending us medication to the US. It's another one in there somewhere. Next one is Mylan, which is the second one. Mylan Pharmaceuticals is based out of, thanks Angela for tuning in, is based out of India. So we have Japan, we have Mylan, India. So those two pharmaceutical companies has business with our great US, and their pharmaceuticals, their meds is coming from their country into the US. There's another one. That's China. China has pharmaceuticals also coming into the United States. Next is Solo Healthcare, Aurobindo Pharmaceutical. Now, Aurobindo Pharmaceutical has a recall on amlodipine, valsartan, HCTZ. If you are on that medication, it is a recall. Thank you, Barbara, for posting on my timeline. I'll go back and read it. Next is Teva Pharmaceuticals, the same thing. They also had a recall on their medications as well. If you have any questions, type them in. Type them in if you have any questions. Now, the FDA has also, and this was like a couple months ago, and Angela, you might know this. I don't know if you work in a pharmaceutical company or not, but when you was dialoguing with me, I got the impression that you did. I don't know if you do or not, but if you do, Just type in yes or no if you know about what I'm about to say. Okay, I'll give you a call, Barbara. The FDA has added a brand of drugs that is sold under the Remedy Pack, which lists, or it gives a list of the medications that are on recall. That was put out by the Food and Drug Administration a couple months back. So even though we're just now getting, it's just now made public, I should say, they have been knowing this, meaning the pharmaceutical companies and the FDA, they have been knowing this for months, stemming all the way back to 2018. Stemming all the way back to 2018, and this is March 2019. Okay. There was a company that had the wrong medication in the bottles that was labeled for blood pressure medication. So that company is called Alcoid Healthcare. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. That company is called Alcoid Healthcare, and they had BP meds in the bottle, but had the, let me say this, it was packaged for BP meds, but the pills that was in the bottle was for patients, people that have congestive heart failure and cirrhosis of the liver. So they had to recall the lot of pills that they had mislabeled in the bottle. Hope y'all get that. So in this situation, check your medication. Check your medication before you leave the pharmacy. Open the bag up, open the bottle up. Make sure that the medication you were prescribed is actually in that bottle, and it's not a medication for some other pathology. Pathology, let's talk about the word pathology in case some of y'all don't know what pathology means. Pathology is this. Path means disease. Ology, study of. Put the two words together, you got the study of disease. Pathology, there you go. Hi, Camille, thanks for tuning in. We're talking about the health alert that was put out this week on BP meds and the recall of losartan. I just went over some pharmaceutical companies that have did the recall on their BP meds that has been put out to the public for their health care. So if you just tuning in, just go back on the replay and listen to the pharmaceutical companies that I have already mentioned. The other thing I want to talk about is this. There is two types of blood pressure medications that should be avoided. And this was put out by the American College of Scientific Session. And what they're saying is that you should, or anybody should avoid these two types of BP meds because they cause fluctuations and they have a link of increasing the risk of death. Okay? Those are the alpha beta blockers and the alpha 2 agonists. BP medications that should be avoided. The alpha beta blockers and the alpha 2 agonists. Why should they be avoided? Because they cause a fluctuation in the blood pressure, and they also cause a spike, meaning they are linked to an increased risk of death. So this is serious, y'all. This is very, very, very serious. Just by a show, how many people that's in the live stream have a family member or someone they know that is on blood pressure medication? Just type in me. If you know someone that has or is taking any type of blood pressure medication, just type in me. Next, I want to explain, see, I have to stay on track. Where's my pen at? Hold on, everybody. Oh, Jesus, where's my pen? All right. I have to stay on track because I'll go off into the right and the left field and I'll be losing y'all, and I don't want to lose anybody. So I want to explain what blood pressure is. And I have asked several people, especially the people that I know that is on blood pressure medication. And I got some crazy answers, some really crazy answers of what people thought or what they believe blood pressure is because they taken blood pressure meds. So the crazy answers I got, I had to tell the people like, no, you're wrong. That's not what blood pressure means. When you go to the doctor, they take your blood pressure and they're checking to see if you are within the normal range of blood pressure. Normal range, fam, is 120/80. Now, there's been research. There has been research done that will change the numbers. I'm not going to talk about that because I don't want nobody going back and saying, you know what? Well, I was listening to Carolyn on the Women's Closet Talk Show, and she gave these other numbers for what the norm of the blood pressure is going to be based on research. So I'm not going to give you those particular numbers as I know the numbers, but I am going to say this. We're going to stick with 120/80 as the normal blood pressure. So if your number is too low, you'll have low blood pressure, like 100/20, 100/15. If your blood pressure is high, it may be 140/80 or 140/90. Either way, you're out of the normal range. Now, there's something that I learned. There's something that I learned several years ago. Several years ago, my primary care physician had me go see a hematologist. Hematologist is a person that studies blood. And each time I had to go have my blood taken from me for a annual physical, what they learned about my blood was this. My white blood cells was dying as soon as they left my body. And that caused a concern, caused a big concern for my health and a big concern for, according to my doctors, because as soon as my blood leave my body, my blood cells is not supposed to die. Red blood cells live for 120 days. That wasn't the problem. It was my white blood cells that was dying as soon as it left my body. So for every 6 months, this went on for 3 years. Every 6 months, I had to go see the hematologist, and it was like really, really kind of scary that I had to go see the hematologist because every time I went there, they was taking 12 tubes of blood from me, and they would put them in a centrifuge. Now, me being a microbiologist, I knew exactly what they were doing. So in my second year, because I had to go every 6 months to get my blood monitored, and what they were doing is they was trying to find out why was my WBCs dying as soon as it left my body, which means they couldn't do nothing with it because my blood cells died. So after 2 years of being stuck and having 12 tubes of blood taken from me every 6 months, the hematologist doctor called me in the office. And he said, I had something to tell you. I was like, all right, give it to me and just tell me what's wrong with me and what's going on with me. And he says, I really don't know how to say this. And I was like, well, you can just go ahead and say it, Doc. I'm good. And when he said this, he said, well, we need to find out why your blood pressure is always low. And it seems to be your normal. So what he was telling me is that I'm never in the range of the normal blood pressure of 120/80. Mine is always below that normal blood pressure range. So I'm gonna say this: the hematologist doctor that I was seeing, he was Indian, but he was darker than me. Okay. And when he said this to me, and I said, listen, Doc, why don't you just go ahead and say what you want to say? He said, well, you have a normal low blood pressure because you are female and you are Black. I said, you held that from me to tell me that my blood pressure is always low, and I've been coming here for 2 years being stuck, having 12 tubes of blood taken from me, for me to find out that it's like that because I'm female and I'm Black. He said, yes, that's the findings that we have. Now, I say all that because I was sort of relieved, but then again, I wasn't, because I understand what my white blood cells is supposed to do. White blood cells has everything to do with my immune system. White blood cells have everything to do with fighting off diseases, fighting off viruses, fighting off bacteria, anything that could go wrong as far as a pathology, a disease. My white blood cells plays the biggest part. It has to do with my immune system. If my immune system is not up to par, I'm susceptible to other illnesses, which I did not want. So I had to look at other alternative methods. Now, the good part about that is because my blood pressure is, for me, normally low, always below 120/80. That means that my heart doesn't have to work as hard as a person who has high blood pressure. I hope y'all get that. My heart doesn't have to work as hard as a person who has high blood pressure. Now let's flip that for a minute. A person who has high blood pressure, their heart has to work twice as hard compared to a normal person, because it's nutrients, oxygen that's in the blood. And that blood has to get through the entire cardiovascular system in order for us to survive. So a person who has, I'm gonna draw y'all another picture. I drew y'all a picture last time. I'm gonna draw you another picture, another chart, and hope y'all understand what it is that I'm trying to tell you. I'm not an artist, but I'm going to be very good at this so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about, because I want you to have an understanding of what high blood pressure is, because it is preventable. You just got to know what to do to keep from having high blood pressure, because there's things that we're doing in our everyday life that causes high blood pressure, and it is preventable. So let me write this in. Hold on. Got something to show you. It's just a chart. And this 5. This is 6. So I have on here, Camille is used to this because Camille is one of my graduates. So she's used to me drawing pictures. Not that I'm an artist, because I'm not. So here it is. Let me put it here first, and then I'm going to do this with you guys, and I'm going to do this with Periscope. So let me see if I can do this. Can y'all? I'm going to have to sit this way. All right, where it says number 1, that is a blood vessel. Okay, so let's take, wait a minute, hold on. Since I have my straw, I'm going to do this. This is a blood vessel or blood vessel. See the diameter? Normally it's wider than this, but I'm using this because I'm improvising. You here, the blood is going to run through here. A person who has, I'm doing it wrong because I'm trying to get three angles here, here, and here. So back into my cup. So I did that so y'all have a visual of the picture that I drew. So this is your blood vessel here. What happens is the blood has to circulate through your entire cardiovascular system. The heart has a lot of work to do, a whole lot of work to do. So inside your heart creates a maximum pressure. From there, based on the condition, based on the condition of the heart, it's going to affect the blood pressure and the flow of blood. When that becomes narrow, it goes back to the vessel. So a person who has high blood pressure, that simply means their heart has to work harder. If their heart is working harder, guess what? The vessels are constricted. They're having a hard time. And red blood cells carry oxygen through the hemoglobin, okay? Nutrients is carried through the blood vessels. Person who has high blood pressure has to go through all this. When they take blood pressure medication, it is to regulate their blood pressure. When a person who takes blood pressure medication, it is to balance out, control the pressure of the blood on the heart. So anybody who did not know what blood pressure really means, now you know. I just explained it to you. Okay? No more crazy answers, because I done heard the crazy answers. Now you know what blood pressure actually means. Your blood pressure medication controls and regulates the pressure that is being placed on your heart. Because people who are on blood pressure medication and they have high blood pressure, another term that is used is hypertension. Their heart is working hard, very hard, so that blood can get through the entire cardiovascular system. That means everything, everything. So I wanted to show you that, and I want to talk about ways you can prevent. I think I wrote down 15 ways you can prevent having hypertension, ways that you can prevent high blood pressure, ways that you can prevent from having a stroke, a heart attack. Those are the three leading causes of death when we're talking about hypertension, high blood pressure. It is controllable with meds, but it's also controlled naturally. So I want to share some of those natural ways with you. And number one is exercise. When you exercise, you're increasing your heart rate, but also you're increasing oxygen. When you exercise, you're increasing your heart rate, but you're also increasing oxygen to your blood. Exercising helps lower blood pressure, okay? Helps regulate it. Next is if you eat a lot of salt, keep this in mind. Wherever salt is, chemistry 101, everybody. Wherever salt is, water will follow. Decrease your intake in sodium. Decrease your intake in sodium. Wherever salt is, water will follow. Okay? Number third is drink less alcohol. Drink less alcohol. For all the alkies that's out there, just drink less of it. Number four is if you are a coffee drinker and you drink caffeinated coffee, switch over. I'm not going to say stop drinking caffeine. Switch over to decaf. If you switch over to decaf, you have less risk of a heart attack. And why do I say that? Caffeine causes a spike in the BP. Okay? Caffeine causes a spike in the blood pressure. Switch over to decaf coffee or decaffeinated tea or herbal tea. There's a lot of herbal teas out there, like Sleepy Time. Switch over to Sleepy Time. Manage your stress level. One way to manage your stress level is meditate. Why somebody trying to call me in my live stream? All right, there we go. Manage. Oh my gosh, hold on everybody. I hate when this happens because it shuts everything. There we go. Oh man. Hold on everybody. I'm trying to get the Periscope family back. And she did it again. I can't answer. There we go. I'm trying to get Periscope people back. There you go. So, all right. Hold on. I'm losing the Periscope people. So, if you see me, trying to go back to my Periscope family. Hold on, everybody. I just think I just lost the Periscope family. Oh, okay. Now we're back, but I'm not typing that back in. That was too much to type in. All right. So what I was talking about, let me just do this. What I was talking about is I'm on number 5, manage your stress, meditate, get in a room by yourself, shut your cell phone off, shut down the laptop, set the tablet to the side, put on some Zen music. Zen. If you have Pandora, everybody that got a smartphone have Pandora. You can listen to Zen music. You can listen to relaxation music. You can also listen to meditation music because they do, Pandora do have a genre on there that says meditation music. You can meditate for 30 minutes. And I'm going to tell you how to meditate. When you decide that you want to meditate, you want to clear your mind of everything that the world has cluttered in it. Because this little noggin here that we call a brain has a lot of stuff that is going on in it based on our environment. When you get in a room, light a candle, preferably a white candle. White is peace. It calms you down. It reduces the stress. Not a red candle. A red candle is like a sign of love. You don't want a pink candle. You don't want a blue candle. And I'm not going to tell you what those candles mean, but I'm going to tell you what the white one means. The white candle means peace. Peace, be still. It is meditation time. And you want to clear your mind of everything that you got going on up in here. This is going to cause you to relax. Get a chair, sit in that chair, and just mellow out. If you have to say a prayer to get to that meditation point, say whatever prayer you want to say that's going to get you there to reduce the stress in your life. It's all right. It's good. Prayer is good. And that is going to help you meditate. There's something called guided meditation. Guided meditation is when you are listening to someone and they are guiding you through meditation. So Pandora also have guided meditation, or you can just get thank you for tuning in, or you can just get a CD that has guided meditation on it. Do it for 30 minutes. It will reduce the stress. Me, what I personally do, lately I've been told that since I closed my practice, I've been told that I became a real bitch since I closed my practice. I don't see it, but I've been told I've gotten very mean and very evil since I have closed my practice. And I closed my practice this last Saturday. So to me, I feel good about the move I made, but to other people, I just became mean since I closed my practice. I'm like, no, I haven't. I don't think I have anyway. So that's guided meditation. Next is eat dark chocolate. Eat dark chocolate or cocoa. And that's because the dark chocolate and cocoa has something in it called flavonoids. Flavonoids. The dark chocolate and the cocoa has something called flavonoids. What are flavonoids? Flavonoids are plant-based compounds. I'll stick this in my head, y'all. Okay. Now, flavonoids is plant-based compounds. What is in those flavonoids, in the plant-based compounds? Isaiah? Hold on, everybody. Okay. Oh, okay. And what those flavonoids do is they cause the blood vessels to relax and dilate. Remember, I showed you the straw. The straw I use as a demonstration of a constricted vessel. What the flavonoids do in the dark chocolate and with cocoa is they cause the blood vessels to open up, dilate, and relax, so more blood can flow through those blood vessels, and it's less taxing on the body, on the system, on the heart. Dark chocolate. Next is if you are obese, or you are heavyweight, or you are overweight, lose the weight. That goes back into the first one I gave, which was exercise. Next is number 6. No, number 8. Eat more potassium-rich foods. The potassium-rich foods actually lowers blood pressure. What are potassium-rich foods? Those are your fruits and your vegetables. Potassium-rich foods lowers blood pressure. Those are your fruits and your vegetables. Let me give you some more. Fruits, vegetables, tuna, salmon, nuts, seeds, beans. I like lentil beans personally myself. Next is if you're a smoker, this is number 9. If you are a smoker, stop smoking cigarettes. On the pack, it tells you what the Surgeon General warning is anyway. If you smoke cigarettes, stop. If you smoke weed, enjoy it. Okay? Just a little jokey in there, y'all. Decrease your sugar intake and refined carbs. Starches, carbohydrates turn into sugar. Sugar spikes up your blood pressure. Cause and effect, cause and effect. Decrease your sugar intake, decrease your refined carbs. Refined carbs, carbohydrates turn into sugar. Sugar puts a spike in your blood pressure. That means your heart is working hard again, and we don't want that. Number 11, eat more berries. Berries is considered a superfood. I don't know if y'all know that, but I think y'all do. Berries, especially blueberries, they are considered a superfood. They also help lowers blood pressure. Number 12, eat more calcium and magnesium rich foods. They also lowers blood pressure. If y'all are not writing this down, watch it on a replay and write it down, because when it comes to nutrition, nutrition is very, 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 very important. And this is where we can prevent hypertension. This is where we can prevent high blood pressure. This is where we can prevent strokes. This is where we can prevent heart attacks. It's all based on what we are putting in our temple and what we are doing with our bodies in our activities of daily living, also called ADLs. Okay? I already said that, number 13, I beat myself to it, and that was meditate. I covered meditation already. So that's what I wanted to share as far as the health alert and understanding blood pressure and what blood pressure means. Next, we're going to go into the second half, which is female mutilation. Now, I covered this topic on my radio show on Monday. On Mondays, I am on Sador Radio, www.sadorradio.com. It is a live radio show. It is a radio show that plays more than music. I am not the only host. There's 9 other hosts on there that talk about a range of topics. However, I am on Monday nights from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And normally my topics are different from the topics that I do here on Facebook Live TV. So tune in on Mondays, Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. The topics are totally different. However, because of Monday's topic, female mutilation, I had to go here and share female mutilation with you, ladies and gents. And female mutilation is this: a woman or a little girl who is forced to have her clitoris removed, or her outer lips or inner lips removed, or both, or have her vagina narrowed. Okay, that's what female mutilation is, or the last one, sewn up. In some countries, this is legal. It is a religious ritual, or it is a rite of passage for young girls that are entering womanhood. So I want to tell you about something that happened here in the States. There was two doctors and a medical officer or a medical manager. They did female mutilation on these little girls that was ages 6 and 8. This happened in the state of, hold on, because I wrote the state down here somewhere. Michigan. This happened in the state of Michigan, and the little girls was ranging from ages 6 to 8. Now, I will say this: in those countries where this is legally done, I know y'all may say, well, Carol, how? Those are babies. But in those countries, it is legal for this trauma to happen to these little girls as young as age 6, all the way up to 18. Okay? These two physicians and this medical office manager, they were indicted because what they did was banned in the United States. It is not legal here for those procedures to be done, not here in the United States. Female mutilation was banned in the United States back in 1996. These two doctors and this medical office manager did this in I'm gonna say it was a couple years ago. According to my notes, it was a couple years ago that they did this. Anytime you hear me use the term female mutilation, the acronym for it is FGM, female genital mutilation. So instead of me saying the long word female mutilation, you'll hear me say FGM, and what that means is female genital mutilation because of the procedure that's done. So I'm gonna tell y'all about the procedures. There is no medical benefit to this. There is no reason really for it other than it is a religious culture and it is a rite of passage. I'm trying to think of the name of the book that I read back. I read this book. I was working at the post office. I read this book back in 1998. about female genital mutilation. There's a book. I can't think of the name of the book because I read it back in 1998, and it was about this author who went over in Africa, and she spoke to the women that had these procedures done, and she told their story in her book. When you read the book, ladies, it'll make you do this with your legs. It'll make you do that when you read the book, because the book is very graphic. So with these procedures, when it comes to FGM, these women have no desire to have sex. Why? Because their pleasure center has been taken from them. The woman's pleasure center is the clitoris. Men call it the man in the boat. It grows. It recedes, it grows. It is the central location of a woman's pleasure center. Why people do that? Why they, damn it. Why do people do that? Well, I'm not going back on Periscope. Let me shut Periscope down for a minute because people keep calling my phone. And every time they do that, it shuts down Periscope. All right. Let me put this up. So there's 3 types of procedures. And according to the World Health Organization, wait, before I get there, I'm gonna say this. It is, for me, it clearly states that women are being cut in the vagina and having organs and stuff removed. It is a traumatic event. So let's start off with type 1 because there's 3 types. Type 1 is known as a clitorectomy. Let's break that word up. Y'all already know what clitoris is. Ectomy means to remove. Put them 2 words together, you have removal of the clitoris. That's what that means. That's type 1. Type 2 is known as an excision. This is when they remove or take the clitoris and the labia minora, the inner lips. Oh my gosh. Type 3 is called an infibulation. This is where they take the clitoris, the inner lips, the outer lips. This one is the most severe of the 3 procedures. What's something I was going to say? Oh, according to the World Health Organization, WHO, if y'all don't know who WHO is, it is an organization that monitors everything that has to do with our health. And they do a lot of research and they put out a lot of health information. According to the World Health Organization, culturally in dozens of countries, the FGM is widely accepted. The FGM is widely accepted. And I did have on here the countries of where it is legal. I know this: Africa, Asia, and it's Africa, Asia, and Middle Eastern countries. Those 3 locations is where FGM is legal. Definitely Africa. Africa's on the number one. Africa's at the top of the list. Asia is number 2. And then there is the Middle Eastern countries where FGM is legal. Here in the United States, it is not legal. I want to show you pictures, and I'm going to see if y'all can see these pictures that I want y'all to see. All right, I need a pen. So y'all, can y'all see these pictures? I know y'all can. All right, here is type 1. And I'm gonna come over here too. In type 1, the clitoris is removed, the pleasure center. In type 2, the clitoris and the inner lips is removed. In type 3, everything is removed, but this right here, it looked like it's sewn up, but I want to talk about that later. But what they did was they make this vagina part very narrow. Very, 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 very narrow. Narrow enough for when she has her menstrual cycle, blood can flow through. And the other part is so a penis can enter. So on this picture, you'll see the narrowing. Here you'll see stitches where it's sewn up, but here you'll see an opening, an orifice opening, so blood can flow through and a penis can enter. Will this do more damage to her and cause her more discomfort and cause her pain? Yes. The women that have had this done and the little girls that have had this done, based on a book that I read way back when, and this author told their story, they have no desire to have sex. It is painful, and they don't have the ability to have an orgasm. So hold on Facebook while I show over here what I just showed you. So I want y'all to take a look. Over here is type 1. Here you can see the clitoris is removed. Type 2, the clitoris and the inner lips is removed. Type 3 is called infibulation, and this is where everything is removed, the top is sewn up, but you have an orifice here that allows for the blood to flow out when she have her menses and for a penis to enter. But either way, it's traumatic. I don't care how you look at it, it's still very, very, very traumatic. Was there something else? Hold on, fam. There was something else I wanted to share with you. Now, let's bring this up to today. In other countries that I just given you, Africa, Asia, and the Middle East countries, this right here, this right here is accepted. It's accepted, and it is for religious rituals or a rites of passage. The youngest is ages 6 on up. Now, here in the United States, as I said, it's illegal, cannot do it. But let's talk about what's going on currently with today's ladies that are getting cosmetic surgery on the vajayjay. And I want to, let me see if I can pull this up, because y'all need to see the graphics that I see when I see it. Let's go to, hold on, fam. Let me see if I can find it for you. Because you have women today that are getting their vagina upgraded. And I want y'all to see, and I've seen some upgraded vaginas. I've seen what it looked like before, and I've seen what it looked like when it was done. Okay. Vaginal reconstruction. Women are getting vaginal reconstructive surgery done. And you may say, well, why? Because they wanted to look brand new. That's why. Y'all need to see what I see. Hold on. I want y'all to see something. Bear with me. In case y'all don't know what it looked like, I'm going to try to find it. Because y'all need to see the stuff I see. Vaginal. I know the guys is like, I'll take it any way I can get it. Okay, let's blow this up. And I hope y'all can see, shoot, what I'm talking about. All right. Let me see if I could do this real quick. Can y'all see this? I might have to angle it. Pull back. I don't know if y'all can see this. They can see it over here. I'm gonna do this. Hold on. What did I just do? Oh, I gotta do it at an angle. All right. Can y'all see this? Oh, now y'all can see it. So if you take a look at the before and take a, oh, it went out. Hold on. You take a look at the before and the after, you can see it. Hopefully y'all can. Over here, see the before and see the after. All right, women, hold on, fam. Women are getting vaginal reconstructive surgery done. And in today's time, it is very common for a woman to get vaginal reconstructive surgery. She may not be happy with what her vajayjay looked like. He may not be happy what the vajayjay looked like, especially if he's a man that loves to go down south. Don't know. Either way, women are getting the vajayjay reconstructed. They want it to look new. They want it to look fresh and not like it's used up and shrinkled up. They don't want that look. So just like any other type surgery, cosmetic surgery, there's a demand. So if women is setting a demand up because they want a fresh vajayjay, they want their vajayjay to look new, and they don't want it to look like it's been used up over the years because maybe they took some penis that was too big and they shouldn't have tried to handle it, but they tried to do it anyway. Or they was on like, you know what, I'm going to just see how much dick I can conquer. And over the course of decades or years, it became a used vajayjay. So now they want their vajayjay to look new. So they have an answer. I'm going to go get my vajayjay upgraded. Cosmetic surgeons answered the call. So because there is a high demand, and now that procedure is common because there's a high demand, cosmetic surgeons is giving the upgrade to the vajayjay. So that's my time for tonight. I hope that everybody have enjoyed this segment. We talked about the health alert, understanding blood pressure, FGM, female genital mutilation, and the upgrade of the vajayjay cosmetic surgery that women have set the stage and demand on. I am Carolyn. I am the host of the Women's Closet TV show. I would like to say thank you everyone for tuning in. Isaiah, Nada, Sunny, thank you all for tuning in. Yvette, Wanda, Angela, Camille. If you have not already done so, please share the live stream. I will be recording it and I will repost it in case anybody has missed it. Tune in next Thursday. Next Thursday is going to be a hot topic. I believe I have a guest coming in Hopefully she can make it, and it's going to be on domestic violence. She's an advocate for domestic violence. So please tune into that. And if you know of anybody that is going through domestic violence, I have an advocate that is going to be hopefully on here as well as the radio show. If not, I will be posting what next week's show is going to be on, but I need to make sure that she can make it here to be on the live stream. So take care, everybody. Stay blessed up. Please share, and I'll talk to everybody later. Take care, everybody. Stay blessed up. Bye-bye. Hey, everybody. I said good night to Facebook, and now I'm saying good night to you as well. Stay blessed up, stay safe, and please share the live stream. Please share this video. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.